Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Amari Azabak out of the GMS Dallas camp. And I'm going to entitle this lesson here, You Are of Your Father, the Devil, which means deceiver, and Esau. So, this lesson here, I was just thinking about, Jacob. Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true Hebrew Israelites, there's only one doctrine, and Yahweh Shai, gave us the way, that straight gate, that narrow path. And it seems like, when you come into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, when you awaken to it and quickened by it, there was someone that was teaching you. And, a lot of Jakes now, whether it's in different camps, likes to buck up and feel like they, that they have it all together. And it's a reason why, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, gave us leadership, especially here at GMS, starting with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get the book of John. Let's get that real quick. Let's get the book of John, chapter 8, and we're going to start from verse 36. All right. This is John chapter 8, and then verse 36, and it reads, If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. And that's right, because Yahweh Shai is the truth, the way, and the life, right? Verse 37. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word had no place in you. And that's what I wanted to focus on, is because, when you do come into this truth, everybody always talk about, keeping the law. And there's nothing wrong with the law. The law is good, that you read about in Romans, the 3rd chapter. Okay. The law there's nothing wrong with the law. The law has its purpose, and it's not about the outward. It's the inward, though, the inward man. And you can wear your fringes all day, but if you don't, if you're not changed and converted and baptized through the Spirit on the inside, then, the outside doesn't mean anything. Okay. Also, when it comes to, the law, you keep them to the best of your abilities, according to Judges 5 and 11, rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay. And you have to have faith in Yahweh Shai. And this is why Yahweh Shai is speaking, because, Jake is proud, and anytime you coming against the correct doctrine, 100% truth, you going off, man. All right. And when the scripture says in verse 37, but you seek to kill me because my word had no place in you. I mean, in your mind. Okay. And light and darkness can't occupy the same space. You see, verse 38, and it reads, I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which you have seen with your father. All right. And let's get a precept to that. Let's get over here and get John All right, let's grab John 14 and verse 10, and it reads, "Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works." All right. And we're going to skip down to verse 24, and it reads, He that loveth me not keepeth, he that loveth me not keepeth not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and read 38 again. And it reads, I speak that which I have seen with my Father, and you do that which you have seen with your father. So when you are not operating in the Spirit, which is in John 6 and 63, when you hadn't been quickened, you're going to do the things, of this world. You're going to operate the way this world operate. That's why Yahweh Shah made that comment. You do the things of your father. Okay. And also in verse 37, when he speak about Abraham's seed, they understand that they Israelites, but what they don't understand is that they don't have the faith of Abraham. You see? All right, verse 39, and it reads, They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said unto them, If you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. And again, Abraham had faith. All right. Verse 40. And that's something today that, a lot of camps are lacking. That's why I keep going back saying, there's nothing wrong with the law, but you need the law in your inward parts, man. And having faith in Yahweh Shah, because we broke the covenant and we can't keep the law perfect in these bodies, in this chains of darkness, and this is where the second covenant come in. And until we get into the second covenant, we're going to need Yahweh Shah, because the penalty, of sin is death. And the only way we can be delivered is through Yahweh Shah. Because we break the law constantly, every day. We don't even keep the laws right, even on our best days, And if we broke one, we done broke them all, okay? Verse 40, when it reads, But now ye seek to kill me, a man that had told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham, all right? And let's grab another precept. The precept to that, you can skip down to 47, and it reads, let me go back to John. Salakia. This is John 8 and 40. And it reads, But now ye seek a man to kill me, a man that had told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham. All right. Let's get that precept to verse 40 right here. Let's go to, actually, we can skip down to, again, verse 47, and it reads, He that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's word. Ye therefore hear them not, because you are not of the Most High. You see? And that's what's going on today in Israel, speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American. All right. We want to listen to, what makes us feel good, want to hear nice things, and don't want to hear the truth, because this truth is bitter at the same time. Although, you are the children of the Most High, it's bitter, because you got to go through that long suffering. And then when you being purged, it's a bitter feeling. You have to go through it. It doesn't feel good. Okay. But that's how you be purified, which is through that fire. And this is what Yahweh Shai is talking about, you know. Verse 48. Let's get 56 as well. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. And that's because he had faith. And this is what it's going to take today, until Yahweh shall return. We're going to have that same faith, All right. Let's go and grab John, the 12th chapter, verse 48. And it reads, He that rejected me and receiving not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. And that's the nuclear ICBM missiles, the judgment, when Yahweh shall return with the Lord of hosts, the armies, the angels, and the chariots. All right. Let's go back to John again. This is John chapter 8, and we're on verse 41. And it reads, Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, We be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even the Most High. Verse 42, Yahweh shall said unto them, If the Most High were your Father, you would love him. You would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. And see, and he's the word, okay? And they didn't want to receive the word of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And let's get that precept to that in Galatians, the 4th chapter. All right. This is Galatians chapter 4 and verse 4, and it reads, But when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High sent forth his Son, and that's Yahweh Shai, made of a woman, made under the law. So again, there's no such thing as the virgin birth, because everyone that's an Israelite kept the customs. All right. And that's for the, you Christians, with that virgin birth garbage. All right. Let's go back to John the 8th chapter, verse 43. And it reads, Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. And again, you're going to have faith. That's why he used Abraham, because the scripture says faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. And this is the reason why they can't understand it. And also, let's grab that other precept out of, I think it's Matthew, the 10th chapter. I don't think I pulled that yet. Matthew 10 and 13. And it reads, Salaki, that's Matthew 13 and 10. All right, this is Matthew 13 and 10. We start from verse 9, and it reads, Who had ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? In verse 11, and it reads, He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. And that's to, the wicked 2/3. The chosen and the elect is going to hear his word. Okay? They're going to hear the Most High. And the 2/3 are the children of the devil, which is Esau, because this is his kingdom. You get the 501c3. You get the bag. You see? You don't have to walk that straight gate. Okay? You don't have to eat bitter herbs. You can eat lettuce. All right? Let's grab Go back to John 8 chapter, verse 44, and it reads, "You are of your father, the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." All right. And we got a precept to that too. This is in Revelation. Let's grab that. This is in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 10. And it reads, "And the devil, which is Esau Edom, that deceived them, was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever." All right. Let's go back to John the 8th chapter, verse 44. And let me go back to 43 again. I think I missed something on that. And it reads here in verse 43, "Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word." And that's right. Let's grab John, the 7th chapter, verse 17. And it reads, "If any man would do his will, he shall know of the doctrine." And see, that's what's wrong with, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are in this truth. There's only one doctrine. There's no, I got a little bit of it. I got 80% of it here. This camp got, 92% or whatnot. No, man, there's only one doctrine, and that's through Yahushua, okay? If any man would do his will, he shall know the doctrine, whether it be of the Most High or whether I speak of myself. And that's through the Spirit. All right. Let's grab another precept to that too as well. I got another one. Let's get that in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 14. And this is an oldie but goodie. And it reads, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolish unto him. Neither can they know them, because they are spiritually discerned." See? And you have to be, you have to have the Holy Spirit working with you, man. The Most High has to be dealing with you, okay? All right. Back in John 8 and verse 3, "Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word." Verse 44, "You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." All right. And verse 45, and it reads, "And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not." All right. So let's get up 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, verse. We're going to start from verse 11. And it reads, "And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie." And that's man, that's cold, that's why you should fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man, because, you can be in that mindset, in that mind set as well, like some of these other camps in the wicked 2/3 thinking of, market the MOTB, thinking that's sin, So, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord. Verse 12, and it reads, I read verse 11 again. For this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. All right. So the wicked 2/3 is not going to believe the truth, and especially Eve, because Eve, she really loved her father, the devil. Okay. And that's why she have a problem with so-called black man, you know, preaching his word, because it's against everything that she learned here in Babylon the Great. All right. Verse 46. Let's go back and get that in John 8, verse 46. It says, which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? All right. And we all know what that is. Let's grab that in Romans 3 and 23. All right. This is Romans 3 and 23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. All right. And we'll read that again, verse 46. And it reads, which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? Verse 47. He that is of the Most High heareth the Most High words. Ye therefore hear them not, because you are not of the Most High. All right. Man, and that was strong there. Let's get a precept to that as well. Let's get Luke, the 8th chapter, verse 15. And it reads, but that on the good ground are they which is Salakia. Luke 8 and 15. But that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart, meaning your mind, having heard the word, keep it and bring forth fruit with patience. All right. And this is verse 47 again, and it reads, he that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because you are not of the Most High. Man, and that's deep, because they ain't bringing forth good fruit. You see? So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.